So hello everyone, this is your Women Today YouTube channel. So I am Krishna hosting this Women Today YouTube channel over here, and today's our guest is famous Deepa Jhaveri. She's from Mumbai. She is a beauty queen and also a stand-up comedian and what more. A lot to say about her. So I welcome you Deepa Jhaveri ma'am to this wonderful Women Today interview over here. So hi, how are you? Please introduce about yourself to the audience who are watching this interview right now ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much, Krishna, for welcoming me and making me part of your channel. What do I say about myself? I think I am at least, this is what has been told, that I'm the only stand up comedian, at least in India, if not the world, to win a beauty pageant title. Besides that, yes, stand up comedy is something I got into very late in life. I think I'm one of the older stand up comics in Mumbai, if not in India. And besides that, I'm also a World Peace Ambassador. I model, I'm a French teacher, and I'm a mother of a Gen Z girl. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of things. Let's see, maybe I'm one of that jack of all trades, master of none. Let's see, I'm not sure, but you'll find out more about me, I think, during this interview.
So actually, I am really amused that she is a French teacher. She is a mother of like a Gen Z kid. Like a lot of things are happening in her life. She is achieving a lot, but she is more simply grounded in her life. Like she is accepting this wonderful interview. This is a small channel, but she is just accepted. She is kind-hearted to have some good interviews over here. So let's start with a bunch of questions what I have prepared for this interview. So let's go with the first question, ma'am. Okay, tell me, ma'am, what inspired you to become a stand-up comedian? Being a female stand-up comedian is something like out of the box. Like nowadays it's okay, but since you're a very old stand-up comedian, please tell us about your experience in this field. Like what inspired you? Did someone come and tell me that Deepa Jhaveri, you're good speaking, you're cracking a lot of jokes, so you just enter into this industry? Is it something like that, or is it like you watched some person doing some stand-up comedy and you got inspired by them and you just got into this industry? So tell us about how did you get yourself just enrolled yourself into this wonderful professional kind of stand-up comedy things, ma'am.
First of all, your question is so long. I think you have given the question and the answer. But I got into it by chance. I had actually gone to attend a stand up comedy show with my husband and some friends. And the person who was performing, we were sitting right in the front. And every time he said something, I thought we gave better punchlines. And he had such a nervous breakdown. He just walked out of the stage, and we were like wondering why. I mean, what's wrong with it? But we didn't realize at that time that the person with the mic on the stage was the only one who talks. It's not a conversation that you're having. But my husband, he encouraged me. He said, listen, if you think you are funny, why don't you write a set and go and perform? And I'm somebody who always loves challenges. If you tell me something, I will not back down. I will say, okay, even if I've never tried it. So I wrote a set for about 5 minutes, and next day in a local venue, I went and performed, and all my friends came and they clapped. They said, yes, Deepa, you're very funny and it's excellent and everything. And I thought, yes, I've become the queen of comedy. After a couple of days, I went to another venue, and there were none of my friends had come. And I didn't get a single laugh. I bombed big time. And I was like, oh, what have I done? Where have I come? But I've always been somebody who's like, don't give up. So I kept writing, I kept honing my skills, I kept trying out my material in different venues, kept polishing my material. And today here I am a far more confident person. I won't say I've reached there, but I'm growing.
The thing is that while writing jokes, did you yourself felt very like comic feeling? Did you have any kind of comic feeling while even writing any kind of jokes? Wow, this is going to be a great bomb, some kind of thing, right? Great bomb is not. It's not going to be doomed. It's going to be blasting like ever. Like people are going to be having a fun like ever. Did you have things like that, or is it like okay, whatever comes in my mind, like you will go in the flow? Like I have seen many stand-up comedians, they'll be performing in the show. I think they have little preparations, but majority of the comedies they do will be based upon the type of audience in front of them. Like what like as you said, like the first thing where you and your husband, both of them went together, and the thing is that the person who are performing in the stage.
Your question is so long, I'm forgetting what it is. You have to actually make your question a little bit more tighter, otherwise I'll forget what it is.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I do this a lot. I just whenever I ask anybody a question, the question will be framed like an answer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a paragraph work. Okay, I'll just make a little bit. Okay, is it like you prepare yourself a set of comedies before, or is it like you enter the stage and based upon the audience you just make your comedies, ma'am?
First of all, let me tell you, nobody comes, there's not a single comic who doesn't come unprepared. We all prepare and come, we just make it sound very natural. Yes, of course, when you are at a show, there is an audience live in front of you and you tend to interact. You do a lot of crowd work. So that is very spontaneous. But our main set is completely prepared. We make it sound very casual, but everything is scripted because it's only then that you start realizing whether your material works or not. But yes, we do interact with the audience, and that's not prepared. So there's a lot of time you're talking to somebody, asking him question, and I do that. And that whatever his answer is, I have to revert back with something smart, something clever, something witty, something funny. So that part is not prepared. Yes.
And also, I wanted to ask that if anybody comes and asks you whether they want to have some kind of professional advices from you regarding a female stand-up comedian, like what are the advices would you like to give them? Because as a beginner, they would have a lot of doubts in themselves, like whether I will be able to perform this or not. So at that time, what is the advice will be able to give to them so that they will be having a successful career in this stand-up comedian field, ma'am?
It doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is not a profession which is gender specific. No profession right now is gender specific. I mean, you have women who have gone and conquered space. Sunita Williams. So what is stand-up comedy? But yes, I think if you have an interest for it, if you have a passion for it, please start writing. Be original. If you think it is funny in your mind, all of us comics, we all think that we are writing very funny stuff till we go and perform on stage. Because then what the audience says is something completely different. But never stop at one venue. Keep practicing, keep trying out your material in different venues because you come across different sets of audiences. After a few of them, then you realize, hey, this set, nobody's laughing. Drop it. Don't keep pushing it. Write something new. And yes, if you think it is funny, you have to keep bouncing it off on various audience members, your friends, your family, your office colleagues. And then once you start performing at a neutral venue, neutral audience, you will get the answer yourself. But there are a lot of tips. Once you start writing, then you have to make your script tight enough. You have to have your punchlines which come regularly. You have to land it on time. The way you say it is also important. You can have an average punchline, but if you land it well, it'll be great. You can have a great punchline, but if you don't time it well, you will fall flat. So just beware of that, and that comes with practice.
And also, I wanted to ask whether, like, if you make any, you go to a lot of venues and make stand-up comedians. Like, I mean, like, you just write down the comedies based upon the age category, or is it like, okay, today I'm going to this venue and a specific age category people consider like 20 to 40 they'll be coming, and I have to make some kind of jokes which will cater to them. So is it like you make the jokes catering to the age of the people, or is it like anyone in the family, like starting from a 10-year-old kid, like a 60-year-old man? So how do you actually write the jokes? Is it specifically based on the category, or is it something like every family can watch it?
Absolutely not. Never ever write jokes for somebody. Write jokes only on your experience, what makes it work for you. The minute you think, because see, when you go, you don't know who's bought tickets. You have a varied audience. It's only when you have a corporate gig or you have an event for which you are performing that you know the kind of target audience. But when you go into an open mic or you go to any stadium, everybody is buying tickets. Never write a joke for somebody, because that means it's not your own. You have to write something that is authentic to you. For me, what is authentic is I'm a mother, so I write on my daughter, I write on my husband, I write on my family, I write on my friends, I write on politics, I write, and if you can relate to it, great. If you are not going to relate to it, I cannot make a set only for you. That means, that is not, you're not my audience. But that's okay. As long as you find something funny, you find that, okay, you may not relate to me, but your mother will. The fact that you are in the same situation with your parents, because I'm with my daughter, maybe you'll relate to that. As long as you find it funny, whatever be the situation, whether it's dark humor, observational humor, political humor, any humor, don't try to cater to an audience. Just do what comes to you naturally. What affects you, your situations, your daily life, whatever is it that you are most comfortable writing about.
The thing is that people nowadays always wanted a lot of dark humors and a lot of things like that. But the thing is that if anybody watching your comedies, if they feel offended like in front of the show, so at that time, how do you just defend yourself in front of the audience? Like, okay, did you just defend yourself like you made a mistake, or this is just like comedy? You should accept the fact that this is just a comedy and move on with it. So at the time, what kind of things you will handle so that you'll be able to cool the audience who has gotten to a point like frustrated a lot because of that single comedy which irritated them a lot, ma'am?
See, now comedy has become a soft target for most people. So our creativity is also curbed. But having said that, I think it's best to avoid, topics like religion or, intimacy or anything which you think will, rile the person up. So if you have cracked a joke which is, affecting somebody's religious sentiment, please be brave enough to say, I am sorry, it will not happen again. There is no humiliation in saying you are sorry. At the end of the day, it is your job to entertain somebody. If you have offended somebody, you must apologize and not do that joke again, because we want people to have a good time and not feel offended.
So nowadays people are just not only making a lot of stand-up comedies in different cities, but they are also targeting a lot of audience across the world. They are going to having campaign in different countries like America, Europe, and they used to travel a lot. So do you have this kind of ventures that you wanted to try in the future, that you wanted to travel to different cities, or you wanted to travel, do you have a specific wish that you want to travel to a separate country, like, I mean, what to say, a specific country, and you want to make a lot of people laugh over there, ma'am? Is it like, okay, you want to concentrate only on India, or is it like you're planning for foreign countries, ma'am?
I have already performed in Bangkok, in Tokyo, and Bali. So it's not that I'm not yet not India centric, but it's also, let me tell you, I'm not a full time comedian. I do comedy and I do a lot of other things also. Yes, if I do get an opportunity to perform in other parts of the world, why not? Who wouldn't want to do that? So, but I don't have any specific place in mind that I have to perform here or there. I am open to whichever country wants to call me, and there are a few other places in the offing, but I am very happy where I am also. I am not greedy like that.
So you have told that you have performed in Bangkok, Bali, and Tokyo. The thing is that you'll be writing jokes based upon the things that you're facing in that country, or is it like the same joke which you cracked in India also works with them? So do you just write a separate comic track for them, or is it like whatever jokes you just blasted out, making a lot of people laugh in this Indian decorum, like, does it work well with the foreign audience, or is it like something like different thing, ma'am?
First of all, Indian jokes are with Indian flavor, so it will not work over there. I have to create jokes which are international in nature, maybe like Donald Trump, US politics, which everybody's aware of. So when I performed in the other countries, yes, a couple of jokes were catered for the local population, but the rest of it, I don't know much about that country or the people or the nuances. But I can take something like marriage, which is everybody experiences. So there are topics which, food, traffic, or marriage or relationships, everybody can relate to. It doesn't have to be country specific. So while I don't have to use Hindi or a local language, in English I'm perfectly fine and they all understand and accept it. So, there is no shortage of topics as such.
So is it like we should approach a specific organization in order to perform like stand-up comedies in the foreign countries, or is it like we can have some tie-ups with comedians who are making with stand-up comedies in abroad, or how do you actually make into the foreign space, ma'am?
So you have to contact all the local stand-up comic venues and the producers. And the way you do it in India, it's the same thing abroad. Contact the producers and go and offer. They'll ask you for your videos, and go and perform. Do a gig out there. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever they give you. So that's just the way all over the world. Contact the producers and the venues.
So is it like, tell me any of your fine experience where you have made, you thought like you have made your day yourself, like okay, this day I had made my day, like the entire life, this day, this year, this month, I've made the wonderful day by cracking jokes. May made a lot of people. Like tell us about your unforgettable experience. Like at what day did it happen and at what year did it happen, ma'am?
There is that is yet to come. That is yet to come. I can say I've had a lot of good shows, and I'm very happy with every show I do. But something so memorable and all, no, nothing of that sort. Like just 2 days ago, I performed in Pune for a group of entrepreneurs for Women's Day. And it was fantastic. Half an hour of riot, absolute laughter, and everybody came and complimented me. And there was, people of different age groups, and it was a very beautiful and fun session. But I don't know if that's the best day of my life, because it's, like I said, this is not something which is. I'm so paramountly crazy about, oh, that's the best day of my life. No, that's yet to come. And I do a lot of other things besides comedy. So my best comedy day, no, not yet happened.
Yeah, okay. So, if not comedian, if not a stand-up comedian, what else that you think that you will be a thorough professional in it? Like stand-up comedian, you like it to your heart. Like you do your profession to the core of your heart. So, other than that, what do you think you suit? You think that that job will suit yourself the best, ma'am?
MCing. I have done a lot of interviews, with celebrities myself. 2 seasons I had during the pandemic. And I think I can unearth a lot of information from the people whom I interview with, without offending anybody. And people have opened up to me. The other thing I enjoy doing is MCing or anchoring. Because I think I am very good with words. As you can see, this is totally unscripted. You yourself said that you're going with the flow. I don't need to have any questions given to me. I don't need any preparation. And I have also anchored events without a single word of script given to me. All the information is given last minute. Ab ye aa raha hai, wo raha hai. Somebody's not come, please hold the stage. So I enjoy talking. I enjoy interacting with people. So yes, MC, anything to do with interacting, chatting, talking with people, anchoring. Yes, I think that's my forte.
So basically, it's like whether if it's someone is absent and no one is there to anchor any kind of celebrities or anyone. So it's Deepa Jhaveri ma'am. If she is there, it will be like hold my beer. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Other than that, is there any kind of specific audience which you want yourself to be in the right decorum? Like I want a lot of celebrities like Shah Rukh, Salman, and Amir, and a lot of people like that, or is it like any people who want come and watch the show, like you do your best the entire time, ma'am?
I couldn't care who's in the audience. I am not starstruck. And if there are celebs, great. If not, anybody who wants to laugh. Comedy is not very classist. Comedy is for anybody who wants to have a laugh. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, whether you're a celeb or you're a nobody. If you can laugh at a joke, if you can take a joke, if you have a sense of humor, for us, validation comes from the response of the audience. If the audience is enjoying it, we are enjoying it. It doesn't matter who's in the audience.
So, is it like you wanted to perform in front of the people who are very sad in their life, like they have made a lot of, like they would have been in a heartbreak, they'll be facing a lot of failures in life. So at that time, a lot of people, what they tell is go watch some comic movies, so it will help your heart come out of your kind of depression. So is it like you wanted to help them by cracking your jokes and help them by making a lot of jokes in front of them? And is it does it have happened before, like anybody, like your friend or anyone in your family, like they'll be in a very depressed mode and you are the only person going to them cracking a lot of jokes? Or is it like you don't crack any jokes, at that time you just give advice to them?
What is this question you have asked me? I don't go with the intention of calming somebody. No. If you are going to enjoy it, fine. It's not that I want XYZ audience. I want to make somebody, a sad person, happy. No. That is not, because when I go to perform, I don't know who's in the audience, what problem he or she has, what mental ailments or struggles they are going through. My job is to entertain. I am a comedian, not a psychiatrist. I am not a person who's going to tell you, okay, you have this issue, therefore I'll. That's not my problem. You have come here, you know why you have come here. If you have come here for a laugh, that's obviously it's on you. I don't want to get personal and treat you. It's treating you is not my job. My job is to make you laugh. If you feel good out of it, great. That half an hour, 1 hour, you've laughed, superb. But beyond that, I don't overthink.
So tell us about your future ventures in this stand-up comedy, ma'am. Like you did a lot of kind of achievements. You went to foreign countries, Tokyo, Bali, Bangkok, and you have done a lot of anchoring kind of jobs in front of celebrities. So other than that, what kind of wish do you have other than stand-up comedian, or even in the stand-up comedian? Where and where yourself you see you in in upcoming like 5 or 10 years? Like what are the things you wish for to do in this life in this stand-up career field, ma'am?
Honestly, I hope I'm not doing comedy after 5, 10 years. I don't want to do comedy. Yeah, if it because comedy takes a lot of trouble and it's not that lucrative a job, a profession. So, as comics, you always have to do something else unless you make it into the top 10 league. And that's not an easy place to be in when you have thousands of comics, because only the top 10 or top few make a lot of money. And that's a job which you have where you have to put in your 100%. I can't put in my 100%. I am a family person. I'm also doing a lot of other things. So comedy is not something which is long term for me. Yes, I do it because I enjoy it. It's my passion and it gives me a break from my routine. But besides that, not really. I'm not looking at it in a very serious way. But I have other things. Maybe I would like to get into the acting space. I am being approached for a few roles. Let's see how that works. Right now, I'm open to anything and trying out new ventures. That's the stage I'm at.
Speaking about acting, I haven't informed her that I have directed a short film during my college days. I did a lot of short films in my college days, ma'am. That I used to. There are a lot of people coming to me in college, then they'll be asking me to cast in that movie. Whoever comes, then okay, do this part. I have planned the movie only for 10 minutes, but the thing is that I have to cast them. Because of that, I have to change the plot of the movie and I have make them to act. Like I made around 100 to 120 people, like 100 people to 120 people to act in my single movie. So I was the director in that movie, ma'am. So I hope like if I get a good script for you, just you will act in the future for me, ma'am. Okay then. So other than that, if you want to have anyone, if you want to tell that okay, he or she is the best comedian, best stand-up comedian in India, tell us only one person. Who do you think the best stand-up comedian in India, ma'am?
There, I can't take any one person because everybody has a different and unique style. Somebody's style is in Hindi, somebody's style is conversational, somebody's style is very different. But I personally like Veer Das a lot because I find his humor very intelligent. But actually, every comic's humor is intelligent because they are reading on current affairs, they are giving their views on various things, they're taking a very mundane topic and blowing it up to another level. So I think all comics are brilliant, whether you're an open micer unknown or whether you're somebody who's on the international stage like a Jerry Seinfeld. But I like Veer Das a lot because I think a lot of his stuff is something I relate to.
Okay, she told that she can just tell one person Veer Das because of the kind of unique performance done by him. But basically, I don't know any kind of stand-up comedians in my life. The only stand-up comedian I know in my life is in front of me, Deepa Jhaveri, ma'am. So I thank you, ma'am, for this kind of wonderful questions and answers between you and me regarding this stand-up comedian space. So let's move to a different kind of professional career which she had in her life because she is a beauty queen. So let's move on to the next session of this interview right now. So this part of the interview will be about the beauty pageant which is won by our Deepa Jhaveri, ma'am. So tell us about your experience in this beauty field, ma'am.
Firstly, I did not get into this pageant, Mrs. India Earth, with any intention. I had no plans to join a beauty pageant. It happened very, very, organically. It happened very, very offhandly. Like I was just we were going to Japan for a holiday, and there was some time before our trip, and I was just going through my phone where I came across this ad for Mrs. India Earth 2019. And I don't know what came over me. I always thought of myself as somebody who's very intelligent. What will I do joining a beauty pageant? I just applied for it, just like that. And I had to give a lot of details like photographs, vital stats, and a lot of other things. Back and forth there were emails going on, and I just said ठीक है भेज देती हूँ उसमें क्या है. And I went for my holiday, and I came back, and I forgot about it. And then I got some email saying that, listen, there's going to be some interview round. So, we'll be contacting you, because they were Delhi based. So they contacted me, they called me up, and they asked me some questions, and I answered them. It was on current affairs and some general knowledge. And I was like, okay. Then after couple of days, they said this is a final interview, a group interview kind of thing. And again, I was asked some questions, and I was just sitting in some pajama set, and I was like, okay, fine. And I answered it. And then I got an email saying, congratulations, you are a finalist for this pageant. And I hadn't told my family about it. And they said, you have to come to Delhi for 4 days for this event. And then I told my family, listen, I'm going to Delhi for 4 days for this pageant. And they thought I had lost it. That why? What are you doing? Why suddenly? And my family didn't accompany me. I went completely alone. Because my daughter said, if you make it in the top 15, I'll be proud of you. That was the kind of confidence and hopes they had. I also didn't have much hopes, to be honest. So I went over there, and I realized that people had gone to all these training schools and tiara schools and model working schools, and they had designer garments, and I had just stuff off the rack, and I only went with my loads of confidence, nothing else. And I went there. I went, and in fact, for the talent round, there were many rounds, over 4 days, we have various, rounds. And for the talent round, everybody did lovely dances and singing and painting, and I did stand-up comedy. But anyway, after 4 days, hard working days, on the grand finale, things worked out in my favor.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the exact question, but you have answered even before I'm asking that. I was going to ask that what do you think about yourself unique that you won this pageant? So the answer from me will be like, okay, I can see very well that you are very confident in your every kind of things that you are venturing in. And on the other hand, as you told that there are a lot of competitors with you in this field, they are competing with you. They came with a lot of designer garments in Delhi. But you came with only one single thing, only one weapon that you have inbuilt within yourself. That's your confidence. So with that, you cracked up this wonderful beauty pageant over there. So other than that, if you wanted to give some kind of advice to the junior people who are participating in this kind of beauty pageants, what kind of advice would you like to give them? Like you basically you'll tell them to be confident in themselves. But other than that, what are the kinds of tips you want to give them, ma'am?
Yes, confidence is important, but I would say be you, be authentic to yourself. Don't try and be somebody else. Like I saw a lot of people lost their identity because they copied somebody else. Oh, I like the way she walks, I'm going to walk like that. I like the way she talks, I'm going to talk like that. Don't do that, because then you become a big mess on stage. Your inner voice, your natural voice is telling you to talk like this, but you're trying in the last minute to sound with an accent. You will very badly, you will not deliver. So just be authentic to yourself. And of course, it's a beauty pageant. You have to look good, you have to be fit, you have to be well groomed. So please keep that in mind while everybody says, like, embrace the way you are. If it's a beauty pageant, there is beauty for a reason. So look after yourself a bit. You cannot say that, oh, this is the way I am, take it or leave it. 9 out of 10 times they will leave it. And I think the rest is all, yeah, work on your talent, because that's another, you have a talent round, you have a national costume round. So you have those rounds. But at the end of the day, I didn't have anything designer, like I just told him, nor did I have a fancy costume. I went in with uh, my biggest strength was the way I spoke. So whatever I wore did not look grand, but had a lot of meaning behind it, from the workmanship, from which village they came, the reason they did that, what am I supporting, the sustainability. So I spoke all that, and that's how I felt I could communicate to the judges the meaning behind what I wore. I didn't have to wear something too fancy. Well, that also helps. So I just feel whatever you do, be authentic, do a little bit of homework, and be fit. It's important.
So always people wanted to know that whenever you participating in any kind of beauty pageant, there will be judges asking this kind of questions, which is completely like, it will be like hypothetical questions, like it would never happen in one's life. They will be asking in order to test the kind of IQ level that they have. They have to include these kind of things which, so that they can just make other self unique with each and everyone. And also at the same time, they have to appear like they have to present themselves more appealing, like they have to like as you said, they have to wear a lot of good costumes, good garments, good dresses and other things like that, and also the kind of makeup they put on them, so that they can make themselves very beautiful in this kind of situations. So what do you think is the topmost one? Like, do they want to have some kind of garments which is prepared well fitted by the tailors, or is it like the makeup, or is it like the mental IQ, like whatever current affairs or anything what's happening in this life that they should know? So what is the topmost thing which will make them surely win this beauty pageant, ma'am? What is the topmost thing that everyone should have in order to win this beauty pageant?
I would say is it's not just your looks, your confidence, all that. It's a combination of all these things. You have to be presentable, but that's just one of the things. It's a very minor part of your personality. Your overall personality is how you present yourself with the when the mic is also given to you, not just in your question answer round. You have to do an introduction round where you have to talk about yourself, you have to talk about your outfit, you have to do a lot of other things, like they will be giving you there is a written test which you start off with, which has a lot of IQ stuff like that. So please always be well read, and don't I would always say, keep your identity. Don't give up your identity and just focus on your beauty, because ब्यूटीफुल, एवरीबडी इज ब्यूटीफुल. मेकअप लगा के सब अच्छे दिखते हैं, डिज़ाइनर गाउन लेके सब अच्छे दिखते हैं. मे हैव समथिंग इन यू दैट makes you stand apart. Maybe for me it was my sense of humor which made people notice me. I kept cracking people up because that was inherent in me. And maybe for somebody else it was that she was a very dynamic personality. She was always into reading stuff. So I think whatever it is, even if you're a cook or something like that, don't give up your unique identity, because they are not looking, everybody, if they're looking alike and they sound alike, they are all like factory made products. They are looking for the uniqueness in you. So just keep that in mind and go with it, go with an open mind and think positive and believe in yourself. If you think you can do it, then others think you can do it.
And also, I wanted to ask is, who's your favorite person in this beauty pageant film, ma'am? Like a lot of people would have won Miss Universe, Miss Maharashtra, Miss India. So you would have considered at least one person who inspired you a lot. Like, tell us any one person who inspired you a lot in this film, ma'am.
Nobody. Nobody. I told you, I did not get into this with my eyes open. It was not a conscious decision. For me, beauty pageant was not something I wanted to do. I just happened to do it by chance, serendipity. It is luck by chance. It just happened and I won. And it opened up. I knew I was fit and attractive looking, but I didn't get into it like, oh my God, I have to win a beauty pageant. No. So I didn't have any, for me, women who are beautiful are not a big draw. They are not an inspiration. For me, somebody who's multi-talented is inspirational. Like like a Tina Fey. Tina Fey is a writer, producer, author, actor, Academy winner. She's a stand-up comedian. She's so many things, and she's a mother, and she's successful in everything. So that kind of but she's not a beauty pageant person. So that kind of woman who is multi-talented, multifaceted, and is excelling in all fields in spite of being a mother, that is a woman who inspires me. Nobody from the beauty field. They're all beautiful women. I think my mom is a beautiful woman. You women who are watching it are all beautiful. It's your perception. So sorry, I don't have an answer to that.
Okay, ma'am. Thing is that what are your future ventures in this beauty pageant field, ma'am? Like, how do you see yourself after 5 to 10 years? Like, as I told you that you will not be a stand-up comedian after 5 to 10 years because of some kind of things which you need to cater. And how do you actually see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years in this beauty pageant field, ma'am? Is that something you wanted to try so that it will make your soul fulfilled, or is it like, okay, I have done already, so this is it?
I'm definitely not participating. I've done an international one, I've done a national one, and I've done well in both. But I am still associated as a jury member, or as an advisor, or as a person who takes sessions with a few beauty pageants. So I'm still in touch with the industry because I feel I can give my expertise, I feel I can share my experience, I feel I can contribute to somebody who wants to get into it, and if I can help somebody out, why not? So I'm still associated with Milestone Beauty Pageant, and they are having an international Mrs. Worldwide, which is going to happen in Malaysia in the month of May for 4 days. So if anybody is interested in participating in Mrs. Worldwide, please let me know, because I can help you and guide you, put you to the right people, and you must participate if you can, if you think you have it in you.
So regarding beauty pageant, in this beauty pageant, like if any person is coming and if they are lacking any kind of confidence in them, so if they are lacking any kind of good looks in them, if they are lacking any kind of IQ skills which they needed in them, so but one thing they have in their mind, like, okay, I should achieve this beauty pageant, come or not. So what advice would you like to them give to that kind of person separately, ma'am?
What is good looks? Who decides what is good looks? It's nobody who will decide what is good looks, and good looks can be bought with lot of makeup. So don't worry about it. You have professional makeup artists whose job is to transform you. So everybody is going to end up looking beautiful. And intelligence, again, what is intelligence? I mean, you may have a lot of information which I know nothing about. So, but what you should know is current affairs. You must read the paper, because 9 out of 10 times the questions that would be asked is going to be regarding something that has just taken place. Or so just be a little bit aware. And what was the third thing you asked? Looks. See, he's only forgotten how many questions he asks in one question.
Looks, IQ, and makeup kind of what to say. Really, I forgot the question.
See, this is the problem. But anyway, if you have any problems, anything, just DM me on Instagram, and if I can help you out, I will.
Okay, ma'am. So the thing is that we have come to the end of this interview. So once again, thank you for accepting this interview and giving a lot of information regarding a stand-up comedy and being a beauty pageant winner. So we had discussed a lot in the interview. So people who are watching this interview, please do subscribe to our Women Today channel. There are still a lot of women entrepreneurs and working women across India and across the world who are yet to be interviewed. So that if you subscribe and you just click on the bell icon, so that you can receive notifications in it. And regarding kind of stand-up comedian and kind of beauty pageant fields, if you have any kind of doubt, please reach out to Deepa Jhaveri ma'am, and I will just send her Instagram link in the YouTube description right below. So if you have any kind of comments, you can just comment down, so that I'll be able to upgrade myself regarding interviews in this YouTube channel. So thank you, Deepa Jhaveri ma'am, so for kindly accepting this interview. And if via this interview, if you wanted to tell to the woman or to the man or any kid or any elder people, what kind of message would you like to tell to the people in this world who are watching this interview right now, ma'am? It can be any message, not only regarding beauty pageant or stand-up comedy. It can be any message. What kind of message would you like to pass to the world, ma'am?
You should have just asked that one question. How much he spoke. His answers, his questions are longer than my answers. My answers are precise to the point, and his questions are like going all over India and coming back, right? But that's how he is, and that's his style. What advice I'd like to give people is yes, if you have some dream, if you are passionate about something, please follow that passion and don't quit midway. Don't say, hey Bhagwan, it is so tough, मैं ये कैसे करूँगी, ये कैसा करोगे? नहीं. Because struggles and challenges is what is going to make you stronger. Struggles and challenges is what is going to make you believe more in what you want to do. Struggles and challenges is what's going to make you realize your dream, and when you realize your dream, say, "Hare yaar, that was nothing. That was no struggle at all." It will make your dream far more fruitful, far more beautiful, far more fulfilling, because you went through that journey. Every person has a journey, and no journey is without obstacles. If it was so simple, all of us would be successful. But we are not. We all have to get there by overcoming certain fears. We have to overcome certain prejudices, overcome our own mindset. We have to change our mindset. Why? Because we want to do something. And when you always want to do something, it's not an easy, straight road. So please understand, please be prepared for struggle. And after halfway down the road, don't say, "Arey yaar, it's too tough," and quit. Don't do that. Don't quit because you don't know how close you are to your goal. So keep at it. Keep diligently working. Have a sense of discipline. Like ये नहीं कि 2 दिन करो, तीसरा दिन आराम करो. No, if you know what you are supposed to do and you have to give in some effort, please be consistent with that effort, and believe that you can do it. Like I said right in the beginning, believe in yourself and others will believe in you. So please do not lose that faith. Do not lose that faith in yourself, or the faith or the ability to reach your goals. You will get there faster than you think.
That's a wonderful, elaborate answer from you regarding the kind of information you needed to pass to this world, ma'am. So once again, thank you for accepting this interview. So have a good day. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure, and I hope I've done justice, and I hope I have inspired some of you, if not at least one of you who is watching this. And take care, all of you, and keep shining.
So thank you everyone. This is your host Krishna signing off, and today's our guest is Deepa Jhaveri ma'am from Mumbai. Thank you. Good evening, ma'am.